last week's OTAs, Ben Johnson proved that he is definitely not Matt Eberflus. Y'all want to talk about it? Keep it locked. Welcome back, everybody, to an all-new episode of CHI Go Bears. As always, it's your boy John J, and with me once again is my dog, D Snow from the Go. What's going on, cuzzo?
Summer OTAs. That's what's going on, baby. It's happening. It's hot out there. And man, Ben Johnson making them boys sweat for them positions.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Got us an old school coach, man. How you doing though?
I'm good, man. It's holiday weekend. We coming at y'all early today for Memorial Day. So
Yes,
happy
sir.
Memorial Day to you guys. Be safe out there, but
Of
enjoy your
course.
day. I know
No
those
doubt.
those grills is going right as we speak. So enjoy that. But yeah, feeling good. And we got a little bit of Bears talk, little Bears talk to get into, cuzzo.
As usual.
Yeah. But before we get into the Ben Johnson thing, I want to talk about a new name, a new target that's popped up for these Bears at the defensive end position. Um, a former Dennis Allen player by the name of, and I'm gonna I'm gonna make an attempt at this, y'all.
Tano.
Tano Pasagnan. Tano Pasagnan.
Woo! And if we
That
butchered
might
that,
be.
we sorry. We'll get it right. We'll get it right if he comes to the team. If not, we'll forget him.
Probably right. Probably right. But this is more of a rotational guy, D Snow, if
Okay.
this name comes about. Um, but they're saying that the Bears are kind of being nudged to go after this guy because he played with Dennis Allen. He also played with the New Orleans Saints. So not the New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry, the Kansas City Chiefs. He
Okay.
did win a ring over there, but he's 30 years old. He's never had more than 4 sacks in a season. D Snow. He's a rotational guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still under contract with the New Orleans Saints. I believe
Okay.
one more year left. So it would have to be a trade. Now, it probably wouldn't have to give up much, but it would have to be a trade because he's under contract.
Okay.
But how would you feel about a name like this, D Snow, a rotational piece?
Now, of course, when we talked about this guy, I mean, every name that we've been bringing up lately, when you talk about Bears and who's, connected to maybe coming here or that we might be looking at, or maybe, we should be looking at for some type of reason, it's some type of name we've either heard of or that is familiar, somebody that's putting in some work. This is a little different. This is a little different. I mean, when I pulled up this guy's numbers for last season, I was kind of shocked at what I saw. Like, this is who he has a career 16 and a half sacks. Like, I mean,
And
the other
coming
guy
off
we
an
talked
injury,
about last episode had 16 last season.
he's
like,
he's
you,
also coming off an injury.
yeah, and he's coming off an injury. So, okay, I know we talk a lot about fit, about schemes, about the way, the defense that they run. And if he fits into that, and of course he's, going to be affordable, yeah, let's bring him into the fold. But I mean, this one I'm not, jumping off the roof about.
This one
I'm
don't
not
move the
all
boat for
excited.
you, D Snow.
I'm
This
not
one don't
screaming out
it don't
Super
quite do
Bowl.
it.
Oh God, we just signed the missing piece. But hey, if he's going to add on to the culture, we're trying to build a new culture in Chicago. We're trying to build a winning team. We want that defense to be, not only formidable, but we want those boys to go after it. So if he's going to be a part of that, I mean, and we've seen before, a guy like that, you mess around and put in a little more work. You're saying he's going to be rotational, so hey, we know we need bodies out there. But hey, he's just gonna be fighting for a position because there's a lot of guys already looking at that position on our team. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Like you say, a rotational guy. That's all it is. This is nothing to scoff at. It ain't like, yeah, this is the move.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big dude. He's about 6'7", 290. But aside from that, D Snow coming off the injury, I'm not with it. I'm not even
This
going to
doesn't move the
sugarcoat it.
needle. This
I'm
doesn't
not
move the
with it.
needle.
And I'm okay with getting a rotational guy. That is not the issue for me because
Yeah.
I understand that. I kind of expect them to get somebody that's a rotational guy because they paid Dio that money this offseason
Yeah.
to go across from Montez Sweat. So you got 16 million on one side, 24, 25 on the other side. There's probably not room to add another big time guy. Although I would love if the Trey Hendrickson thing happens, but I'm a little more doubtful because of that.
Okay.
So I think rotational guy is probably the route they're gonna take, but I feel like you could get that on the free agent market. D Snow,
Yeah.
the names we've been mentioning, like White or Von Miller or
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney, I would much rather just give one of those guys some bread and not have to give up a pick, not have to give up
Yeah.
any assets for it. So that's where
Not
I'm
for a
at with
guy that
that
hasn't
piece.
proven to be any type of world stopper. I mean,
We
just
just
an
got we
extra
got
piece.
Monongai with our seventh
Yeah.
round pick. They
Yeah,
all
we got
have
guys that can
value.
fit that mold. So I mean, maybe this is a, sometimes you got guys that's a players. I mean, a coach's guy. He might be a coach's guy that he wants to bring into the fold to help coach other guy, the other teammates up, get them used to the scheme. It could be one of those moves.
It
We'll
could
see if they
be,
bring him into
but
the fold. What happens. But I mean, like you said, it's nice to hear that we are still making moves, but this one doesn't move the needle.
yeah. I'm not a fan of giving up assets for that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
got to be worth
A
something.
Trey Hendrickson move, yeah, that makes sense. You got to give up assets for that, but not for this. You can go and
Yeah,
get somebody better just paying cash.
yeah.
Um,
Nobody trying to put that name on the back of a jersey unless we got to. No, I'm just joking. Nothing against you, Tano. Just having fun, man.
that was cold blooded.
That's a lot of letters on the back of a jersey, baby.
But moving forward, something else to note, it's not quite a big deal yet, but it is something to note. As of right now, still those second round picks, those 3 second round picks are unsigned, D Snow. What's your worry level on this?
um, I think Burton wants to be here. Now the other kids, of course, I think, hey, this is the team they want to be at. Of course, we got to look at and see who their agent is, because sometimes that has something to do with it. But I also got to look at the other picks before them, because sometimes these guys are waiting because of money. They wait for this guy to get his, and then it kind of trickles down. So I think that's kind of what's going on here. Once we start seeing these other ones getting signed up, I think they will too. I think it's just the money aspect. It's very early in the summer. I'm not worried about it. Everybody's showing up. Everybody's where they need to be.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any cause for concern until you get closer to training camp. And
Yeah,
that's July. You got a couple months before that goes down. That's late July.
yeah,
So we got a little while before there needs to be any worry. And the fact that the first round pick is already signed, that's something that's real good. That's usually
yeah.
the problem with people with teams. So I like you think that all these guys want to be here, especially there's a big role in place for guys like Trapillo and Burden and Shamar Turner. These guys gonna get a lot of snaps, so I don't think there's any cause for concern just yet. I think we'll see something come down.
Very early, very early in the process.
Yeah. Um, Speaking about the process, D Snow, we just had OTAs last week, and we're gonna get into that in just a second. But before that, I just want to remind next up on the schedule is the next batch of OTAs start tomorrow, the 27th through the 30th. Here we right back at it again, D Snow. Staying in that news. But yeah, as far as last week, the one thing that seems to shine and show through is that this is not Matt Eberflus.
That
Ben
is not.
Johnson is different. He out there grilling guys. He yelling and fussing. They said they want to be held accountable, and he is holding them accountable. D Snow, we got a
Hey,
dog. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think? What are you expecting out of this Ben Johnson led team now?
for my old school fans, there's a new sheriff in town. For my younger fans, Ben Johnson is here to put that belt to ass. So that's how I feel. That's exactly what we have, man. I think in a nutshell, that's exactly what we have. We got a guy that's not excited. He's excited to be here. He is the hot name that has been out there when it comes to coaches, who everybody's been looking at. And I think this is his time to shine. I think he didn't take a job because he wanted to make sure when he was ready and it was the right situation. And I think this is the right situation. This is that marriage that was made in heaven. And I can't wait to see it, what it looks like on the field. But yeah, I'm expecting big things. I'm expecting a winning season. I'm expecting a winning coach out of this. I don't think he's gonna have any losing seasons. I know I'm speaking a little too far into the future, But the way they are setting him up as a coach with the players, with the way we're drafting, with the way we're signing guys, we're trading for guys. I mean, this is the coach's dream. Hey, like they said, the person that won the most out of this offseason is Caleb Williams. As a quarterback, you can't do nothing but be happy watching what your team just did for you and your future.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're gonna get into him in a little bit too. But I'm like you again on this one. I think this is huge for the team. They needed to be held accountable. We don't need nice guys and holding hands.
Yeah,
Um, and not only that, the fact that they put together such an all-star staff, like it's
yeah,
stacked from top to bottom. All these position groups have a beast of a coach,
yeah,
and a lot of them were former players, star players.
yeah.
Um,
Guys that have
so
won.
yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this. Ben Johnson did great by getting him. This is his first year, but by getting a masterful staff like this, the sky's the limit for the kid. And
Yeah, we
well,
might
I
have to
say
look at
kid,
that,
but he's not
man.
a kid, but
Look, how
for
many
the guy.
coaches, how many first time coaches have they, what type of teams they've had put together for them? This might be the best for a rookie coach walking
Yeah,
into this is pretty serious what he has. So
yeah, this is a big deal. So I definitely think that. Hey, I don't think it's crazy to think that he won't have a a losing season. At least not early on.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I like to see that he's fired up. That was probably one of the biggest questions coming in. We knew that he was a great offensive mind, but we didn't know how animated that he can get.
yeah.
He seemed like a nice guy in front of the media, but hey,
He's an energy
that other
guy.
side,
Yeah,
that other side
yeah.
has shown up and showed out. And that's exactly what they need. He said that they
And you
was
can
going to
tell
hate
Ben
him
don't take no
at
mess.
first and then love him.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
looking like that's
That's
how it's going to go down.
That's exactly how it is. That's how they did us. Hey, when I went to the army, I never forget. Man, them first 8 weeks of basic training, them first 6 or 7 weeks, I hated. I hated the drill sergeants. Them last couple of weeks, man, ended up being the best dudes I ever knew. Some of them I still know to this day. Because hey, man, you got to break them down and then you build them up, and that's how you get guys on your side, and it works. So I love it.
One guy whose name has come up that got pointed out, um, all of the reporters been talking about it was Cole Kmet.
Okay.
Um, but I also don't think that that's cause for concern because it's early, very early, and Colston Loveland isn't on the field yet either.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a knock on one versus the other, but it's something to note. They
And
have
we
been
starting
noting
this.
that
Hey, look.
he did get into him a couple
And
times.
look, and I'm finna be the other side of this, like how you be. With all of these stories coming out and all these podcasts I watch, I wouldn't be surprised if being on, hey Cole, come here for a second. I'm gonna rib you today. I'm gonna rip you. I'm gonna rip you a whole new asshole. But it's okay. I love
It's
you.
your turn
Just
today.
eat it. You never know. I see this all the time with coaches when they get that relationship going with the right guy, because this way you can rip into a guy without losing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, I love seeing that, hey, even though this guy's been here, we all love Cole. You've never heard his name called up for anything negative. That they're just showing us that it doesn't matter who you are. If you feel like you got to come get you, he will. And that's what you want from your coach.
Like you said, this rotation is not set anywhere. There is no depth chart yet. I mean, you're pretty sure that guys like Caleb are going to start, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
up in the air. If you
yeah,
look at it, if you think about it, everybody is coming into this as rookies. Everybody, because
yeah.
it's a completely new system across the board. So, Ben Johnson said he got to build this thing from the ground up. So that means nobody has been in it. They all rookies. You don't know who finna show up and show out. They all starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
And it's just the way I like it. Build it for what we got. Don't try to squeeze what we have into something that you don't want to change. We've seen that a lot where
Yeah,
guys try to fit what's on the roster into their systems and not changing their system. This guy's building a complete system around what we have. So I
that's what I
love that.
like.
Tailor made. Taylor. but yeah, so I definitely like where the way it's going down. I think expectations are high, and I think they should be so. And before I move on, ladies and gentlemen, because I haven't said it for early on, I don't know why, but please don't forget to drop a like, share, and
Please
subscribe.
do. Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we get busy over here. This is a good time. This is your guilty pleasure. Come on here and kick it. But moving on, D Snow, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, year 2, year 1 in this Ben Johnson system. We've seen the videos of the footwork change and all of that. So
Yeah.
What can we expect from our QB1 in year 2?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, excuse me, and I'm gonna say that he's going to have the best season as a Chicago Bears quarterback. I think we're finally going to get that 4,000 yards passing we've never seen. I'm expecting 25 plus touchdowns, under 10 interceptions, and I'm expecting at least 500 to 700 rushing yards. I'm
I
expecting
can
that type
dig
of
it.
season from the kid. I think he's going to go off. I think he's going to be clicking on all cylinders. I think because of the little drama and the little stuff that's happened in the beginning of the season, it showed him already that he has a different coach. He has more of a father figure that's going to hold him down, that has his back, and that's going to make sure that he's set up to win. And I think that matters. Coach, I mean, quarterbacks are prima donnas. They need to feel good. They need to feel loved. They need to feel wanted. And if you didn't know that, then you're not watching football. These guys need to feel good when they hit that field. And I think they are setting Caleb up to have the best season of his career. It might not. I don't think. I'm not saying he can't get better from this, but I think this season is going to be awesome. And I think we've already talked about the Bears are going to the playoffs, so it's going to be a great season for Caleb. I'm expecting, hey, maybe even them in the talk for talking, maybe a little bit of all star, maybe some
Some
all
Pro Bowl
all
talk.
all pro, all Madden, we'll see, we'll see. But I'm expecting big things. The way they setting it up, all he got to do is show up, man. All he got to do is show up and throw the ball, and don't turn the ball over, and he's gonna have a great season.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that we got an offensive mind over here. Somebody that got even more out of Jared Goff than Sean McVay, the vaunted Sean McVay, than he did.
Yeah,
This guy's maniacal with his play calling, and we see how relentless he can be. So I expect big things from Caleb. And I'm gonna go out here on a limb, and I'm gonna give you some numbers, D Snow. I'm gonna say 4,200 yards passing. I'm gonna say 33 touchdowns through the air, plus another 4 of them on the ground. Um, he airing it out a lot more. He's a lot more confident with his throwing, and he's not caring about whether or not he messes up. So I do think the picks might go up a little bit more. So I'm gonna say 11. That's still money. 33 touchdowns and 11 picks, 4,200 passing
I
yards,
could dig it.
plus another 400 plus on the ground. Yeah. So that would put him in the Pro Bowl more than likely, possibly some MVP talks if the record is right. If the record is
There
right.
you go.
But I do believe
Yeah,
that I think that he can have a big season because, like I said, these guys are all coming into this season with a fresh start. So they're
yeah.
vying for a chance to start. You think Luther Burden is gonna walk in the door and say, I'm all right with being number 3? Hell no. He finna go hard. They say Romo Dunzi is catching everything in practice right now, showing up and showing out. So I mean,
He ain't trying to
hey,
lose. He ain't trying
DJ
to lose
Moore,
his
I don't think
attempts.
that's a lock.
Yeah, your dudes want to get the ball past their way, so they know you. If you want that ball, you got to catch it. That's gonna be important.
Yeah. So I think because of all of that, even your tight ends is vying for the for catches.
Yeah,
I think it's all set up for the kid to have a big year. It's just so much there, so many weapons, and now he should have some protection around him. Now, granted, new season, a lot of new players. It will probably take some time to gel.
yeah.
This is just being realistic,
It's gonna be some ugly
but
games.
it's still no cause to me to think that no cause for me to think that he's not going to put up big numbers. I think that's just a gimme with what we got and who we got to put it together.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, what JJ is saying, Bears fans, is for once when y'all all pumped up about the season, about us actually being good, we actually might be good. We might not just. It's not just us, feeling good about being a Bears fan or go Chicago, but we're gonna be rooting for a good product on the field. And I can't wait, man. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, historically, you know me, I always like to temper expectations, but it's hard. Not because
Yeah, it's
of the
hard this
players that
time.
we
This
got,
is
although
different.
that's a big part of it, but the staff that we put together and the fact that they attack they need so heavy.
It's
That's
all
that's a
coming together
big
like a
deal.
picture of red Kool-Aid.
Extra sugar.
Extra sugar
Extra
with the
sugar
lemons
with
in
them
it, baby.
yeah, with them fingernails. But yeah, I think big things from our QB1, and
Yeah,
I'm happy to be doing this show at this time because I think we in for a ride, D Snow.
Yes, sir.
I think we in for a ride, and I think y'all in for a ride if y'all riding with us. Don't forget,
Jump on
like,
this
share,
bandwagon. We
subscribe.
got enough room. Yes, sir. We got a big
Yes,
trailer
sir.
with the
And
pool in the back.
yeah, come on, the water's warm. Let's get it. But one last thing before we get on up out of here, we don't want to take up too much of your time. Y'all eating that good barbecue. But
Yes, sir.
there is a new Bears video dropping tomorrow morning on their YouTube channel, that 1920 football drive. That it's a behind the scenes look at the draft.
Okay.
It's about 10 a.m. Central on their YouTube channel tomorrow. So check that out. Yeah, it's gonna be good to see.
That's gonna be lit.
We got good stories out of the last year's version. So it's gonna be good to see the possible wheeling and dealing. We saw on the New England behind the scenes that they got the call from Ryan trying to move up and get Travion Anderson. So it'll be interesting to see some more of that behind the scenes stuff, because Ryan does like to play them phones on draft day. And we'll probably be dropping another show tomorrow so we can talk about it. So y'all make sure y'all watch so y'all know where we coming from with it.
We see y'all starting to get down with us. Keep on getting down with us. Bring your friends, bring your cousins, let them know. Hey, we bringing that uncut, raw, bare footage and news. And we love y'all, man. We love y'all as much as y'all loving us back. For real, for real.
Facts. That's 100%. But on the way up out of here, D Snow, you got anything else for him?
Hey, shout out to my man Travis Hunter. He got married yesterday. Man, that was a pretty big thing. I'm happy for him.
No prenup.
I'm really hoping that no prenup was not a mistake. That's all I got to say. Deion told him. Everybody told him. Everybody told the boy that he should get a prenup. He said, "It's my girl. I'm gonna do what I want." I just hope that final thoughts in a few months. I'm not talking about them being divorced and her getting half that 44 mil.
I hope it works out though. I'm a big fan.
Me too,
of the
man.
kid,
I really am, man. Because I'm having fun being funny and all, but
him to go through.
It's hard. It's hard having a relationship in the social media age, man. Especially when you're a superstar. But shout out to them, man. For real, shout out to them.
That's a fact, for real. But D Snow, another one in the books, man. Definitely, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for stopping by. As always, man, bear down, Chicago. And from us here at the CHI Go Bears, we love y'all.
Stay dangerous, Chicago. Y'all. Hey, go Cubs, go. We still in first place, baby. We doing our thing.
Yes,
Let's go.
Yes,
love y'all, man. See y'all on the next one.
We'll holla. Peace.
Peace.